state of college football.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much going on in college football, conference realignment, NIL, the portal, all that kind of stuff. What are your thoughts on where college football is today and where it's going to be in the next few years?
I was pondering this exact question today. Okay. I think it's in a great place. I think it's in a phenomenal place. We have as much parity as ever. Like the college football playoff conversation. I mean, you can make a case 11 teams, could make the playoffs, like the level of talent is high. Like the marquee matchups are there. Like the conference expansion and realignment with Texas and Oklahoma joining the SEC and the Big Four joining the Big Ten. How great is that? Here's one thing I was thinking about though. I looked at the Big Ten schedule next year. And I mean, there is I think Penn State has a stretch where they play like Wisconsin.
Oh, brutal.
USC, UCLA, Ohio State, and Oregon, like 5 straight weeks. That's insane. So then I was thinking, I'm like, man, all right. Well, you need to have talent in order to it's basically an NFL team. So then I'm like working this out in my head, like, TV is driving a lot of this. Dude, I think this is headed towards an NFL model. Like, I don't think teams at the college level are built to go through that big of a gauntlet. Like, you just can't. It's too brutal on your mind and body for 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. Like, dude, there may be I wouldn't be surprised if in 20 years there's a revenue share with like a salary cap for the top teams. And then there's like farm leagues and levels that work their way up. So like you basically have a miniature pro league in college and the TV product would be insane, but it wouldn't be you wouldn't be able to call it college athletics anymore. It would literally be like a semi-pro league, where guys just happen to be going to a college. I don't know. I don't know. I think that there's a greater chance than zero that that's where we end up.
Yeah. The part I'm excited to see is what happens with NIL and how it really plays out, because the collective model of schools just raising donor money to pay players is not going to last. Eventually you get donor fatigue. It's funny. I was talking to a donor the other day. I won't say what school, but you probably guess. The collective's going back to him for more money, but he just gave him $1 million last year.
Yeah.
So now the next year they're like, we need our $1 million to pay the players. He's like, I just gave you $1 million.
Right.
For 11
and
months
the
ago.
Guys didn't pan out. Half of them
exactly. So, and he's like, we paid for this guy who didn't play. We paid for this guy who transferred again after 6 months. So like the fatigue of the donors it's not sustainable. And at some point it's and also it's not what NIL was intended to be. NIL was intended to be real brand deals, not just collectives raising money from big donors and paying athletes for monthly salaries. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes.